Welcome back to my channel. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, I am Shelly. And for those of you who've been here with me for some weeks now, for some amount of episodes now, for the serious conversations and for the not so serious conversations, for the weight loss journey, my journey on a GLP-1, where I started with Monjora, the branded Tirzepatide, and later down my compounded Tirzepatide. This is week 18. This is my week 18 update. I actually will start week 19 tomorrow. Can you imagine, guys? I've been on a GLP, both branded as well as compounded, for 19 weeks now. And I am down a total of, always got to do the math. I am down a total of, let me see. I am down a total of 55 pounds. That's insane. Anyway, 55 pounds in 19 weeks, had a couple of stalls, but had some non-scale victories. Scale was playing with me. She was playing with me for the last 2 weeks, which is week 16, 17, 18. Well, actually 3 weeks she's been playing with me. But really and truly, she took the ramping to our next level in week 17 and week 18. She played rough this week, that scale. But I can tell you, I have had several non-scale victories, and I will go through them through this week 18 update and all that good stuff. So as usual, I normally talk about my weight loss in terms of the week. I also talk about my side effects, if any noticeable mention that I think is necessary for, new persons who are considering going on a GLP-1, or for persons who are like myself in week 17 or week 18 or approaching week 19 that just want to know what exactly is happening. And also I tend to give a little bit, not a lot, because the truth about it is I am in touch with what is happening within the GLP-1 news space, more so from the channel The Downsize. I listen to them a lot. Christopher, and I think his wife's name is Lorraine. Yeah. I listen to them a lot in order to know exactly what is happening in the GLP-1 news space. So I think if you really want to get the details and the deep dive, that's an awesome channel to visit. For me, I'll just touch on the topics on the news areas that raise an alarm, and the ones that I just go, oh, that's happening, and I just allow you to go and do your thing. But this is my update. Now, as always, we give the disclaimer. We're not doctors. I'm not your doctor. I'm not a doctor. What I say here is not medical advice. It's my experience, my hopes, my desire, my dreams for myself and for anyone who is considering going on a GLP-1. So let's talk about my week 18 update. When it started, when it ended, as I said, what was my continuous 7-day, activity, mood, side effects, all of that. So my week 18 actually started on the 3rd of January 2026, and on that day I weighed in at 163.8 pounds. No, I've been that weight for most of week 17, so that's why I said the scale was just playing with me. But on the 3rd, that was what I started out the week at, 163.8. As per usual, my mood has not been anything great, anything to write home about. I've not been overly happy, more so because end of year, I just don't like end of years. And the new year for me just always catch me trying to center myself and trying to figure out how am I going to deal with not just this part of my life, but other aspects of my life. So there's really nothing to be joyous about, apart from the fact that you have hair, coming through your lungs and you're alive and you're above board. That's about it. But have not and anything. And again, as I always say on here, it has nothing to do with the medication. I just am not registering very happy moments these days. You know, I have, good days, I have bad days, but nothing to write home about. So 163.8, I had my full dose of water, 8 ounces per day. As I mentioned, my coffee intake has significantly declined. I can't tell when last I have a cup of coffee, which is crazy because if you know me, you know I'm a coffee girl through and through, and I have not been having a lot of coffee. Also, my sleep has been normal. I get the typical 4 to 6 hours. The thing that I don't understand though is that I wake up with this insurmountable amount of energy. If there's one thing, one positive side effect of Tirzepatide, which is the main ingredients in Monjour, which I used to take for my blood glucose and the component version. If it's one thing that I'm sure of, is the fact that um the energy that you get in staying on these medications is awesome. Like, I am usually somebody who wakes up in the morning pretty staggering and just trying to fumble around. And since I've been on this GLP-1 journey, I realize that my energy is I'm just waking up going, okay, it's a energy level, it's an awesome day. My energy level is maybe sometimes like a 3 out of 5, yeah, and that's really good. That's really really good for me. Um, as I said, my food intake is very minimal. I usually don't have coffee, don't have breakfast, don't have lunch. I usually have standard a cup of soup, which is what I have as a standard meal for me. I do try to get in my 100 grams of protein wherever I can get it in, whether I have it in a salad or just by itself. I try to get in my 100 grams of protein, or even in my soup itself. I tend to have them packed with a lot of protein. Whatever the protein is in that soup of the day, I tend to have it packed with a lot of protein. Um, this day that I started was a Saturday, so I was home. As I said, by now, side effects are things that of the past, save and except for the ones that are now associated with I won't say the drastic weight loss because I don't think my weight loss was drastic, but the one that comes with when you lose weight. Um, I don't want to say drastic and I don't want to say rapid, but the hair loss, that is still real for me. I'm still combating it. I'm still trying to find things that are remedies to it, like how to deal with the hair loss. And I have taken is it Mary Ruth? Or yeah, Mary Ruth vitamin for hair. I'm also on something as well that I got from my provider from to deal with hair. I don't remember the name of it, some menidoxin or something like that. So that I've been taking as well for the hair loss. So on this day in particular, which is a Saturday, I did my 7.5 milligrams of compound Tirzepatide. And as you know, I go with Gobi meds these days. Awesome, awesome. And I'll do a review on my experience between Govi meds, Mochi, and IV. All three. I'll do something. I think I have. But in any event, I did my 7.5, which was awesome. It has been no, I consider my 7.5 now my golden dose because let me tell you, don't want to eat, don't crave no food, no hair, no food noise. I'm just going, going, going. Energy is insurmountable. Save and except for the hair loss, which is really real, guys. Let me tell you, me a drought here to my head, like, you know, yeah, right now I'm afraid to even touch it because as me touch it, piece of hair, the hair them just a fall out. And I will tell you this, it's hair. And I won't make light of it because there are persons who really are losing hair and don't have the ability to grow it back. So I won't make light of it. But what I will tell you is that I do take the necessary things to address and remedy what is happening, right? So um on day 2 of week 18, which was the 4th of January, I experienced a 2 pound loss. I immediately woke up and I was 161.8. I was happy about that. Very happy. I thought to myself, what in the world did I do to deserve this overnight 2 pound loss? To this day, I don't know because I would not have changed much of anything from week 17. Guys, remember, if you see me looking down, always in my Tirzepatide journal. Yeah. So I experienced a 2 pound loss the very next day, which was the Sunday. No, I did not register anything unusual about the night before or even the Sunday, but of course there was a 2 pound loss. On Monday, which was the 5th, which was this week Monday, again I woke up at the same 161.8. I had my water intake. I also had soup. I had soup actually twice for that day. Again, I don't know if it's because of, you know, lifing while, everything else is happening. I can't say that my energy level has changed. It is still a 4 or 3 out of 5. My mood is still the same. As I said, usually, see, guys, I'm very careful about my, the hair because, of course, I tell you, it's slowly getting, more and more is coming out. Right. So for the mood, I don't know what to say about that because the truth is, guys, I can't tell you that my mood has anything to do with the medication. I find that as I get older, I find that I am a lot more centered. I'm a lot more calm. And I know some people are watching this going, you is a liar. No, but the truth is, if I'm not calm with you, you deserve it. Yeah, but in general, I find myself to be a little bit more calmer these days. Um, so I don't know. I can't register very joyous and happy moments. I just go with the flow. If the flow is a happy flow day, I go with the vibe. If somebody is vibing and they're joyous and happy, then it feeds into my spirit and into my soul. But for some strange reason, my mood remains the same throughout these experiences. And I am not ascribing it to the medication. Not a side effect for me. Maybe somebody else, but not for me. The seventh, similarly, maintained the same 161.8. Nothing changed about my weight loss. Again, I had soup for my lunch. Nothing is changing. You will notice that most of these updates, I tell you that my my lunch is usually soup. I'm a soup girl. I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing. I don't know if it's a Jamaican thing. I don't know what it is, but I am a straight soup girl. Maybe culture change will, at some point in time allow me to see otherwise. But for right now, it's soup and soup and soup. Hot beverage, yeah? Appetite suppression so far from the 5th to the 7th, I've registered it as being a 9 out of 10. Food noise from the 5th to the 7th is also at 9 out of 10. I have no cravings and I registered my energy level as a 10 out of 10. Now, guys, you have to understand what that means for me with the hectic life that I have. That having an energy level of 10 out of 10 is like chef's kiss awesome. On the 8th, which was yesterday, also had no scale victory. I was still 161.8. Did my same water intake, no coffee. Energy level 4 and 3 out of 5. I did increase my protein intake. I did cheat a little bit yesterday. Yes, guys, I'm seeing that I cheated. I cheated. I'm a cheater. Yes, I am Shelly and I am a cheater. Because I had a slice of Christmas cake. Do you see how weird that is? I am having Christmas cake. How many days past Christmas? Now, this Christmas cake has been sitting in my fridge for the longest while. And I've never had the desire for the cake, not even the crumbs. Not even the crumbs. And Babs yesterday out of the blue, I took a slice. So I can tell you that somewhere along the 7 day schedule, of the Tirzepatide, it gets weakened right about day 6 or day 5. So somewhere about day 5 or day 6, you start to crave things, and I can tell you that is. I don't need anybody to tell me how real that is because, as I tell you, I've had that slice of cake in the fridge from Christmas or before Christmas actually, and I didn't see any desire, any need, any drive, any motivation to take a slice. And yesterday, which would have been week sorry, it should have been day 6. It just turned up and it just started to look so attractive. And of course, when you're attractive, I'm gonna eat you. Guys, you know me. And now we are on the last day of the week, which is the 9th. And I got up this morning still 161.8, with tomorrow being my shot day. Because you know I take my shots on a Saturday. And I'm thinking of either doing a straight 7.5 dose, or I may do a split dose of um 3.75, 3.75. I might microdose. No, not microdose. I might split dose and do break it down, since by the 6th day or the 5th day I am now craving things. So I thought about that for this week as part of the update, that I may do something like that. But all in all, I started the week at 161 and I'm ending the week at 161.8. So I pretty much I lost 2 pounds. Sorry, I started the week at 163 and I ended it at 161. So I lost 2 pounds this week, which I guess is a win, because you're supposed to lose between zero point 0.5 to 2 pounds per week. So guys, I won. Now that I'm looking at the numbers and I'm talking about it, I actually won. This week was a win week for me. I lost 2 pounds. Where's the confetti? You'd have thought if I had somebody there that was gonna throw some confetti over here, right? No. She's a one man. Right, so tomorrow is going to be the start of week 19, where I take my 7.5 compound Tirzepatide from Gobi Meds. Love them, love them, love them. Have there been any noticeable mention this week? No. Even except for the fact that, as I said, my energy level is through the roof. I have this insurmountable amount of energy that I never had in years. Let me tell you, I don't know if it's the 55 pounds weight loss or what, but I have this insurmountable amount of energy these days that I don't know what to do with it. I think I need to bottle that up and sell it. What happened in the news? GLP-1 news. As I said, you can visit the downsides for that. Christopher and Lorraine do a very fabulous job on that. For me, though, what was worth noting was the new Wegovy pill and on the pen. Yeah, I also do on the pen. I also subscribe to on the pen as well. Um, Dave does a great review weekly on what's happening in the news. So you can visit that channel as well to find out what's happening there. So he did mention about the medications now being available for children, Monjaro being available for kids 10 and up with diabetes. And there's also this new Wegovy pill, which is being raved as having the same impact as the injectables, and that is awesome, because as you know, pills, when they go into your stomach, they have a different way of functioning. And the fact that you now have a pill that is functioning in the same level while it is in your stomach, and there are some scientific things that they call sack or snack or something that um, allows the pill to sit it in your stomach in and absorb in a different kind of a way, so that you get the impact of the medication as um the injectables. As I said, guys, I'm not too detailed with the news in GLP-1 this week, I must admit that, but I did make note of it. And also one thing that I must mention, now remember, I also use Mochi as a provider as well. And when I went on, I realized that they are also introducing something new, which is their new semi-glutide oral pill as well, GLP-1 pill. You may want to check that out. Not sponsored, it's just something that I came across, and because of course I'm affiliate, I do, I take my script from them and they assist me with my compound. Then I just thought it was important to mention that. But all in all, those were the noticeable week, the news updates for this week 18, which started on the 3rd of January and ended today, the 9th of January. Nothing much to mention outside of that, saving except that I can't believe I'm 19 weeks in. Guys, I start week 19 tomorrow. Who would have thought? Guys, if it's a new year for you, and you have, been thinking about, dropping a couple pounds or getting healthier or dealing with the condition of obesity, quite chronic and progressive, like, the others that we know that doctors are treating and taking serious. Research some GLP. One, see if you can have the consultation with your medical provider, your doctor. See if they're able to hear your story and assist you with getting these medication. They're awesome. I speak highly of them. They have saved a lot of lives, including my own, because hey, the joint pains and all the things that come with age, all the things that were happening that I just knew were, not particularly right to be experiencing at my rightful age. I just thought, yeah, let's try something. And of course, it helps me with my blood glucose levels. As I tell you, I didn't do this for the weight loss. The weight loss came as a benefit of me trying to get healthy. So that has been my week 18. Hopefully, I was able to help you along the way in terms of, what's happening. I still, I tell you all the time, there's still a fat girl up here. I'm getting used to seeing a different look from me in terms of, my face, my body. I'm still not convinced that I'm anywhere near the 55-pound loss that the scale is saying, but it's saying it. And I stepped on it like 10 times per day, and it's still saying that I'm that. So I will say, yes, there may be some truth to it. But in my mind, I'm still, and that may just be because, of course, I'm very visual, so I'm not seeing it manifesting physically. And because I'm not seeing it manifesting physically, then it's not connecting with my brain. It doesn't mean that I have some body dysmorphic thing. I know when I need to admit that yes, that is happening. But for now, it's just me connecting the visual with the mental. So that's it for me for this week. Thank you for joining as always on my GLP-1 journey. Started as branded Tirzepatide, and at this point in time, week 19, I am somewhat about compound Tirzepatide. I don't know if I will go back to branded. I think I will. I just wanted to go through this journey and having the benefit of, you know, the two knowledge operating within my experience. So I think I will go back to um, Monjoro for some, for some maintenance purpose. Yeah. And somebody did message me and ask me, what is my goal weight? Guys, I did not have a goal weight when I started this journey. As I said, I started this journey purely for the blood glucose control and you know monitoring and management, and the benefit of it was weight loss. And that, I think, was what happened when we all started to get introduced to these different generations of GLP-1s. So when I started, I really didn't have a goal weight. I just knew I had a number, and my number was to get below any pre-diabetic levels. Yeah, and I think I'm there, without the benefit of any new blood work, which I do have one scheduled. So yeah, so I was asked what is my goal weight. Didn't have one initially, but I think where I'm at now, I think I can put a number out there as to whether or not I will achieve it, or it will be something that I will work and aspire to achieve. I don't know. Maybe, but my goal weight is 145. So let's see if I get there. Let's see if I get there, guys. Something to work towards for 2026, in addition to all the other things that I have as part of my vision to work towards. And yeah, again, always a pleasure having you. It's very hard to sit and listen to somebody ramble about, you know, some things, but this is so awesome that I hope you were able to sit and go through my updates with me. GLP is awesome, guys. I don't think there's anything that's happened within the last decade for me that has been lies. Tell you, I'm not telling any lies on here now. Yeah, it's awesome. I'll just leave it at that because there have been fabulous things that have happened to me within the last decade. So I won't knock that. But yes, it's on the list of things that have happened awesome to me. All right. Thank you for sticking and staying for the last half an hour, 20 minutes the most. See you on my next update. As I said, I start week 19 tomorrow, 7.5, and I will be updating you in week 20 on week 19's activities and the rest. Take care until I see you next week. Bye bye.